Hey everyone, welcome to another deep dive from the Morse Global Finance Podcast team. I'm John, and today we're joined by Tiffany, our resident precious metals guru. Ready to unravel the world of Kitco Metals, Tiffany?
Absolutely, John. Always up for a good treasure hunt.
I like that. So Kitco Metals, I know they're a big deal, but to be honest, I kind of just think, ooh, place to buy gold. What's the story here? The deeper dive.
Well, first of all, you're right. They are a major player, but it all started way back in 1977, a college project, just $700, and one guy with a vision.
Whoa, hold on. $700 to a global giant. That's some serious hustle.
Right. That's Bart Kitner for you, the founder. And now they've got over 600 employees spread across Montreal, New York, even Hong Kong.
See, this is why we do these deep dives. I had no idea. But what exactly do they do? It can't just be buying and selling, right?
Oh, it's way more than that. Think of it like a one-stop shop for everything precious metals. They handle buying and selling, sure, but also storage, refining, even have a whole media side and resources for learning about investing.
Okay, color me intrigued. Let's break this down. Starting with the obvious, buying and selling. What makes Kitco stand out there?
Variety, for one. They've got bars, coins, even those cool collectible ones,
Yeah.
like from famous mints around the world, the Royal Canadian Mint, stuff like that.
So you get like a super rare panda coin or something.
Exactly. And they cater to all sorts of investors. Want it delivered right to you? Done. Need secure storage? They got you covered.
Wait, secure storage? For like gold bars under your bed?
Not quite under the bed, more like high-security vaults specifically for precious metals. What they call allocated storage means your stuff is separate, totally yours, super secure.
No, makes sense.
Huh?
Not going to stash a gold bar in my sock drawer.
Probably not the best idea. And Kitco offers this storage all over the world, too. Canada, Hong Kong, even COMEX-approved places in the U.S.
COMEX, that rings a bell.
It's basically the market for trading metals, futures, and all that. So having storage in COMEX-approved spots means your stuff is top-notch, easy to trade if you ever want.
So it's not just about the gold itself, it's about the whole system, global and secure. You also mentioned something about IRAs, right?
Right. Kitco actually helps people put precious metals into their retirement accounts, for diversification, especially when the economy's uncertain.
So whether I want a single gold coin or I'm going all in on gold for retirement, Kitco has options for everyone.
Yep, pretty much. And don't forget the collectors and gift givers out there. Kitco has colored silver coins, those fancy art bars, even gold items. It's like art you can invest in, a little something different.
Talk about covering all the bases. But hold on, you mentioned Kitco pool accounts before. What's that all about?
That's for folks who want to own precious metals without the hassle of physical stuff. No worries about storage or security.
So it's like owning a big pile of gold, digitally.
Exactly. More flexible, easier to get into, but got to be aware of the risks, too.
Makes sense. Now what about refining? That sounds kind of mysterious.
Basically, they help businesses and individuals recycle their precious metal scrap. Think jewelers, pawn shops, even if you've got some old gold lying around.
So they're like the ultimate gold recyclers.
You got it. Sustainable and smart.
All right, last but not least, Kitco Media. Spill the beans.
This is where they shine online. It's a treasure trove of information. Precious metals, cryptocurrencies, even mining. They cover it all.
Sounds like they're not messing around. So more than just a website, right?
Oh, yeah. They've got Kitco News, Kitco Crypto, even Kitco Mining, separate platforms for each.
Whoa, talk about an information empire.
And get this, millions of visitors from over 100 countries every month. Plus, they have a huge YouTube channel where they chat with the biggest names in finance.
Okay, now I'm really impressed. This is way more than just buying gold.
Right, and all this information, this reach, it reinforces their position as a trusted source.
Makes total sense. Speaking of trust, you mentioned they're big on education too. Why is that so important in the precious metals world?
Well, think about it. Bullion, investing, it can be super complicated. Without the right knowledge, you can easily make costly mistakes.
Oh, I can imagine. And good information isn't always easy to find.
Exactly. Kitco wants to empower investors, make sure they have the knowledge to make smart choices.
I like that. So let's say I'm ready to take the plunge, buy something from Kitco. How does that even work?
5 simple steps. First, you set up an account on their platform. Then you decide how you want to shop, online or by phone. Next, you got to be aware of minimum purchase amounts. They vary by product. Then you lock in your price, keeping in mind the market fluctuates. And finally, depending on where you are and how much you're buying, you might need a deposit.
All right, so pretty straightforward. What about selling to them? Equally easy.
Pretty much. You check if they accept what you've got, select the product online, Get your packing stuff ready, then ship it off. For bigger transactions, you just give them a call first.
Sounds like they've streamlined the whole process, whether you're buying or selling. Now, remind me about the storage program again. What's the big deal there?
Security, security, security. Their vaults are top-notch, and they have multiple locations across Canada, the U.S., even Hong Kong.
Smart move, spreading things out geographically. And is the system easy to use? I'm not the most tech-savvy person.
Don't worry, it's designed to be simple. You can check your holdings anytime. And there's flexibility for putting in or taking out your metals. Basically, you connect with their storage specialists, get a free estimate, they give you personalized recommendations, then you sign the agreement.
All right, so no need to stress about complicated tech stuff.
Yeah.
What about the refining services?
They're all about transparency and speed. You get paid within 3 business days, guaranteed. And they even offer door-to-door pickup, super convenient.
Talk about hassle-free.
Mhm.
But speaking of practicalities, what about payment methods and fees?
They've got you covered there too. Credit cards, bank transfers, even online bill pay. Specifics depend on your location and the type of transaction, of course.
So flexible options, good to know. And what about shipping? Any catches there?
It varies like most things. Cost depends on where you are and how much you're shipping. In the US and Canada, standard fees apply, but free shipping kicks in for larger orders. Insurance costs change by region, too. And for international, it's a bit more complex. Higher base rates, plus you might have customs duties and taxes on top.
Yeah, international shipping is always its own beast. Now, before we get too deep into the nitty-gritty, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Customer feedback. What are people saying about Kitco?
Well, there's a mix out there, as you'd expect. Some love them, some have gripes. You see it all on sites like SiteJabber and the Better Business Bureau, both good and bad. But on Trustpilot, they seem to lean more positive.
Interesting. A mixed bag, but some clear trends emerging. What are some of the common themes you're seeing in these reviews?
One thing that pops up over and over is their customer service. People rave about how helpful and responsive the reps are, even name-dropping specific people like Naomi who go above and beyond.
So they've got a team that truly cares about customer satisfaction. It's huge.
Yeah.
But what about the negative feedback? What are some of the concerns people raise?
Some newer customers have mentioned issues with pricing transparency and promos, like cases where sale prices weren't honored, leading to confusion with order amounts, or missing out on benefits they thought they'd get.
That's never good. Clear communication on pricing is crucial. So it sounds like they're strong on the personal touch, but maybe have room to improve on the business side.
You could say that. It's all about finding that balance between service and clear practices.
All right, good to keep in mind. Now, based on everything we've covered, what's your take on Kitco's overall reputation? Are they the real deal?
Well, they've been around since '77. That's got to count for something. They're global, offer a ton of services, and they're known for being reliable. Plus, they've been early adopters of online platforms and even blockchain tech.
Yeah, that forward-thinking approach definitely stands out.
And even though there have been some customer complaints, they seem to take them seriously. They've been actively working on improving their services based on that feedback.
That's reassuring to hear. So it seems like they're legitimate, but like any company, not perfect.
Exactly. At the end of the day, it's a personal decision for each investor. Weigh your own needs, your risk tolerance, and your goals.
Wise words, Tiffany. It's always best to do your own research before making any big decisions. All right, so far we've explored Kitco's history, their offerings, even what customers have to say. But let's dig a little deeper. What really makes Kitco unique in the world of precious metals?
One thing that stands out is their focus on rhodium. It's a super rare and valuable metal, and Kitco is one of the few places offering a variety of rhodium products.
Interesting. So for those looking beyond the usual gold and silver, Kitco offers something different. What else sets them apart?
Their secure storage solutions are top-notch. They even offer storage for IRA-approved metals at off-site facilities, so your investments are super protected.
Peace of mind is priceless when it comes to precious metals, that's for sure.
Absolutely. And they've also been leaders in adopting digital platforms for gold and silver, making it easier for anyone to get involved no matter how tech-savvy they are.
Smart move, catering to both traditional and modern investors. But no company is perfect, Joanne. What are some potential drawbacks people should be aware of?
One thing is they often have inventory shortages, so you might not be able to get what you want right away.
That could be frustrating if you're looking for something specific.
Yeah, and their shipping costs tend to be higher than some competitors, something to keep in mind, especially for smaller purchases.
Makes sense. Anything else to consider?
Well, even though their customer service is generally great, sometimes things take a bit longer. compared to other companies, I mean.
So they're good in some areas, but could improve on efficiency in others. It's all about weighing the pros and cons to see if they're the right fit for you.
Exactly. And as always, do your homework and compare different options before you jump in.
Great advice, Tiffany. It sounds like Kitco has a lot to offer, but it's important to be informed.
Absolutely. Overall, they're a well-established company with a long history and a lot of expertise. They have their strengths and weaknesses, like any business.
All right, well, we've covered a lot of ground today, from their history to their customer feedback. Now let's shift gears and dive into something that can be really revealing: customer reviews. What are people saying about their experiences with Kitco?
Yeah, it's like getting a peek behind the scenes, what it's actually like to work with them.
Like getting the inside scoop straight from the source. So what kind of feedback are we seeing? Any patterns?
Definitely. One of the most common things people praise is Kitco's customer service. Reviewers often talk about how helpful and responsive the representatives are, even mentioning specific people by name like Naomi, who really go the extra mile.
So it's not just a faceless corporation. You actually get personalized attention.
Exactly. And that seems to be a major factor in why so many customers stick with them long term. They appreciate that Kitco is reliable, transparent, and consistently delivers a good experience.
Sounds like they've built a solid foundation of trust with their customers. But let's be real. No company is perfect. What kind of criticisms are we seeing in the reviews?
Well, some newer customers have brought up concerns about Kitco's pricing structure and also some issues with their promotional offers. There have been cases where advertised sale prices weren't actually honored, leading to some confusion about order quantities or missing out on certain benefits.
That's definitely something to be aware of. When it comes to investments, transparency is key. You don't want any surprises or hidden costs popping up.
Absolutely. And compared to some of their competitors, Kitco could definitely improve in this area. Being more upfront and consistent with their pricing and promotions would go a long way.
It seems like they're great at building relationships and providing top-notch service, but there's always room for improvement when it comes to clear business practices.
Right. It's about striking that balance between personalized attention and transparent operations.
So for someone considering Kitco, these reviews offer valuable food for thought.
Definitely. It's always a good idea to gather as much information as possible and weigh the pros and cons before making any decisions.
So based on everything we've discussed today, what's your final verdict on Kitco? Are they a legitimate company? Can people trust them with their investments?
Well, they've been in the game since 1977. That's a pretty long track record. They're a global company with a wide range of services, and they've earned a reputation for reliability and in-depth market analysis.
Plus, they've been quick to embrace new technologies like online platforms and blockchain.
Exactly, which shows they're forward-thinking and adaptable. And while there have been some customer complaints, it's important to note that Kitco seems responsive to feedback. They're actively working to address those concerns and improve their services.
That's a good sign. It shows they're committed to customer satisfaction and continuous improvement.
For sure. So overall, I'd say Kitco is a legitimate and reputable company. But like with any investment, it's crucial to do your research and make an informed decision.
Wise words, Tiffany. Thanks for guiding us through this deep dive into Kitco Metals.
My pleasure, John. It's always fascinating to explore these different aspects of the financial world.
And to our listeners, we hope this deep dive has given you a better understanding of Kitco Metals. Remember, knowledge is power, especially when it comes to investing. If you're interested in learning more about Kitco and whether they might be a good fit for you, we encourage you to do your own research and explore their offerings.